I've been doing this. I've been doing this a long time. I've made a lot of television, and when you have people who are, I mean, international stars like Robert Carlyle as #1 on your call sheet, you bring people who want to come and work with that level of talent, and I mean, the inclusiveness, the ensemble feeling you're getting comes from the top. It comes from his desire to make that environment. Louis the same way. He's also made a lot of televisions, also made a lot of films, and these guys together, that's why they say they're the papas. They have created an environment where come on, let's do this together. You know, there's no bad ideas. There's no the lack of hierarchy is because they've decided there isn't one, and that's not how they work. And that is a testament to them, and I'm very proud to be working with them.
I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, but I hold this story very dear, so I hope you won't be offended, Robert. But when we were doing the scene where we all come through the gate for the first time that you saw in Air Part 1, you know, there are stunt doubles available for when you're shooting through this thing. And, of course, they had one for Robert Carlyle. And when it came time for him to come through, he just threw himself down to the ground to come through. And I think that set the tone for the entire season and the entire show, which is him saying, look, you know, I don't care if I'm #1, I'm here to work. And it just carried through.
And the ambulance was here like that. No, kidding. Don't start that rumor. Back
over here. Anyone questions?
You guys are Steve from Collider. You guys are filming episode 19. I'm curious, who has made the biggest transition over these 19 episodes so far with their character?
Yes, that's a spoiler.
Okay. Well, perhaps not getting into spoiler territory, but one of the things that's great about the show is that it's episodic and it goes from episode to episode. Is there anything that you can sort of say without spoiling?
I think we've all grown in our characters.
Or our wounds.
Eggshells. Yeah, I think we've all really grown in our characters. It's an overwhelming experience. We're literally thrown through the Stargate onto this ship, and we're all put in a circumstance that we're not familiar with and we're not prepared for. So we all definitely, in the 19 or 20 episodes, really grow into our characters, and that's all I'm going to say. We grow.
Let me just say this. By the midpoint of the season, circumstances and the relationships reach a point where you might think it's impossible for these people to exist together further, and then they do. And it's very, very engaging.
This will be our final question.
Jason Griffin, TVaholic.com. And actually, I had a question somebody sent me in on Twitter for David Blue, and they wanted to know if you could share a favorite scene or moment for your character without, you know, spoiling something, but if you have a favorite moment so far.
You know, you guys aren't making it easy for me to stop getting teased about Twitter on this set. Half of them have joined, and yet I still, every day, you're going to Twitter it, Dave? My answer is a very selfish one, just because I love working with these people. We had a scene in the room where we pretty much congregate. It was the first day, in a couple days we had all really worked all together in the same scene, and you know, it was a pretty relaxed scene, and we couldn't stop laughing and talking, and I'm pretty sure the crew just got massively angry at us, but we were just having a blast, and as an actor, that really meant a lot to me, because it made me realize it was one of those days where you kind of step outside yourselves and have an epiphany and say, oh my God, this is what I've been fighting for my whole life, and this is what I want. And then on
your whole life.
My whole life. I'm like 95. I just look really young. Moisturizer. You know, on a more show standpoint, it's hard because if we were here all day, I could list for you one with each of these people. I really love scenes where the world melts away, and you find you kind of blur the line between yourself and the character. it's not until they yell cut that you remember that you're not Eli. And they all bring something to the table that sometimes the first rehearsal is my favorite thing because they shock me with what they do. And I'm like, oh my God, I never would have, when I read that on the script, I never thought that's what you were going to do with it. That's amazing. So I hate to do it in a roundabout way, but that's how I have to answer that.
Okay, so I think I just wanted to personally thank everybody for their participation in this, but also in being part of the show. And as you can tell, they're at the end of their season, and they still have this level of excitement and commitment to each other and to the show. And that's saying a lot about where this show goes and how much more there is to do on this journey in terms of the episodes. We're very excited about it. Thank you for being here, everybody. And I guess we're going to be doing a tour now. So there it is. And we can Twitter as we go.
Thank you.